historically, when you think about how breweries would operate, breweries would always have a very direct connection, not only with the local neighborhood, but within the large metropolitan areas. When I say that we started this brewery in 1986 to improve the quality of life in St. Paul and the metro area, it's not just with that glass of beer, there's another dimension to it. And that's what this business is all about. We started out with 5 employees and 3,000 barrels a year annual capacity and 7,500 square feet of space on University Avenue. Today, we have taken this initial capacity of 60,000 barrels when we moved in 1998 to 240,000 barrels just recently. By the end of 2014, we'll have 90 employees. So it's getting to be a pretty sizable business as far as that's concerned. Part of our philanthropy, a part of our connection is to make space available, to provide a community room for meetings, fundraisers, benefits. There are also some pretty big organizations that we're supportive of. The Irish Fair here in St. Paul of being a sponsor, Minnesota Public Radio and the Current, Rock the Garden, which is a part of the Walker, the Minneapolis Institute of Arts. There are just a number of things that we do metro-wide. Our heart and soul is really connected more to art and music as opposed to bikinis and race cars. We finished up the new fermentation cellar in September of 2013. 1 month later, we closed on this property that we're standing in, our neighbor's property, which doubled our physical footprint. The problem was connecting the two buildings. So we have a 360-foot beer pipeline where we transfer finished beer that's ready for packaging from one tank to tanks over on this side. That's working really well, and we've ended up putting in about $3.5 million into this little packaging line that will do 400 cans a minute. Each of the 40 valves on this filler has a flow meter, and that flow meter is controlled by a PLC, or essentially a computer. So this is very new technology that's only been around about 2 years. There are a lot of venues where glass is not appropriate. The ballpark, a golf course, the beach, in a boat. So that's a whole sphere of sales that we've been missing out on. Secondly, there are only 2 companies that exist in the US today that make a glass beer bottle. And this is a way to make sure that we always have the option of putting our beer in a container so the consumer can take it home. We have an advantage over the big brewer in that our scale of production is very modest and it's small, and we can always make sure that the beer is fresh. We have tap room hours where people can come by, hang out at the brewery and buy beer by the pint on a retail basis. We have tours several times a week, and about 500 people come through the brewery each week.
I really love the tour. It was super educational, and I love knowing all that they do for St. Paul.
I've been on a lot of brewery tours. It's one of the most involved tours. You get to walk on the floor, you're real close to everything.
It's been operational for about 6 weeks, and it's in the building.
It was actually pretty in-depth compared to some of the other ones I've been to.
Yeah, they give a lot more information and talk about way a lot more different things than the others. The others are real quick, whereas this one they took their time and explained everything.
And so 5 days for the empties to do that.
It was cool to see how they kind of put everything together. I liked the cooler because you could see they had a big stack of bottles that they had just brewed today. I thought that was pretty interesting. I like that.
The beer was great before and after. I didn't really have much of a relationship with Summit before, but I feel like I'm going to support it now.
I think it was pretty great. There's a lot of beer in there.
Like, it's a place I'd like to hang out.
So I know that Summit Brewing Company is really seen as being a strong success story in St. Paul, but there are many other players that are involved in this company's success. And most importantly, all the people that appreciate our beer. This place is a testament to them.